Okay. Hello there, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Johnny Davis Live. Going to have a fun and exciting show for you today. Hopefully, we are going to be able to get our broadcast right. We have a new program that we're working on, and hopefully, you guys will enjoy that. We have a special guest here today in Kru Pol, who will be talking about her Bring Thailand to You seminars, which I think is going to be really exciting for everyone who's interested in learning more about Thailand, as well as obviously Muay Thai, something she's very, very good at it. Being an assistant grand master, a three-time Thailand champion, and so many other things. So we're going to be talking with her in just a few moments. But I certainly want to talk about a little bit of the things that are going on. Let me give a big shout out to our sponsors, Blackout Fight Gear. They're always right there for us. If you want some great equipment, guys, check out blackoutfights.com for some great gear there. They'll be right there ready for you, ready to serve, as you will. Also, Eastern Offset Printers, they're out of Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. They do great work. If you want stationery, business cards, whatever, they're there for you. They can do a great job for you. So check them out as well. Hey, coming up on this Monday, actually, we have the first of three deadlines coming up for the IKF Spring Classic, which is Muay Thai and kickboxing at its finest. So you guys definitely want to come and check that out. It's March the 15th and 16th in Myrtle Beach at the Crown Reef Conference Center. It's where men, women, and children, they're in a ring and they're going to be doing their thing. The first of three deadlines is this Monday. So right now you can register for only $55, right, at akpromotions.org. That's akpromotions.org. Be sure to check that out, guys. Great championship belts and everything. But I'll get more into that a little bit later, because what we're going to do is go ahead and bring on our special guest, because she has a really, really, really busy schedule. Busy young lady here, guys. So it's going to be really fun, and having her, take a moment to talk with us today. I will tell you right now, share this with your friends. Anyone who has a Muay Thai gym, a Taekwondo gym, or jiu-jitsu gym, or grappling, or whatever, you want to hear this conversation with Kru Pol. I mean, she is a master at what she does. I know she says grandmaster. She is a master, grandmaster, whatever you want to call it, at what she does. Very intelligent, very articulate. And I think you guys are going to really, really enjoy what she's bringing to the table with her seminars. So without any further ado, I will give an introduction to her while she is right here with me. As we bring her on live. Oh my goodness, look how great that works. Just love it, love it, love it. It is definitely a great thing to have you on, Kru Pol. How are you today?
Hi, how are you? I'm doing great.
Great, great. Well, I'm excited to have you on. The last time we had our interview, we had some sound issues that, it was a big blah, 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 blah for me. Right now, we have a little bit of delay on my side, but I think it's going to be a much, much better. But your side is perfect. And I think that, again, that's what's important to me, that first of all, that you have a great presentation. We'll keep working on my side. Some things you just can't fix. How are you doing today, Kru Pol?
I am doing great. Thank you for having me here again, and I'm super excited to be your first guest of 2019.
Yes, you are my first guest for 2019, baby. I tell you, I love it. I thought this would be an appropriate interview because of what you have going on, and the fact that I owed you another interview. So I thought that this would be an appropriate one, and to tell everybody about at some point here along in this interview about your Bring Thailand to You seminars. I think that's going to be really exciting for people, and I think it's going to give people a different perspective on Muay Thai even, and some of the things that go on in that. Let me give a better introduction to Kru Pol and who she is. She's accredited by the World Muay Thai Bern Federation and a Kru Master Muay Thai Association. I mean, those are huge associations in the world of Muay Thai. She's also a three-time Thailand champion, guys. I also say that she's a model. Now, she doesn't put the claim on her that she's a model, but and I think most of our eyes we can see that she's a model. That contract hasn't come across the table yet, but Kru Pol is coming. Right? She does some on her website, Kru Pol Muay Thai. She does great videos of training. You know what's funny to me? Not only when she's training people, she's beating the crap out of them as well. And she's not all that big, but she is a tough cookie, right? So I think it's really great, to have her on today, guys. Without any further ado, please welcome Kru Pol. How are you again, Kru Pol?
Hi, I'm doing great, and thank you for very nice compliments. I'm glad to be here once again. I'm excited to share, like you mentioned early on, to bring Thailand to the U.S. I mean, it's already been here, but I'm excited to share the traditional side of Muay Thai, and I have been doing traditional Muay Thai for since I was in Thailand when I was younger, and it's not a lot of people talk about that. And when I start to practice that and talk about that more, I have a lot of people who very interested to want to learn more and do more, and ask me to share with them. And I think this is a good opportunity to start something,
Yes,
and I don't claim that I know everything in no mean,
of
right?
course, right.
But I want to uh, say teaching art the way it was back in Thailand and back, a few hundred years ago when uh, before they called this art Muay Thai. And
I think that's really important. That again to give a more perspective, and that's one of the reasons why I think the Bring Thailand to You seminars are going to be so great. And to for someone who was born and raised in Thailand, that brings me to this. Tell us a little bit about your upbringing. How was it from 0 to 5 years old, or 5 years and on? Just give us an idea about what was daily activity like for Kru Pol in regards to school and Muay Thai.
um, it it's just like a regular life. You never thought about that when you were there. It's just a regular
Wow.
lifestyle, just like surviving skills. um, you know I gotta have to work to earn anything uh, that coming toward me. I fight to get my textbook, or put food on the table, or for anything in general. I think some of us that visit Thailand before would agree on that. Of like childrens over there have to work to.
Well, hold on, Kru Pol. That's interesting right there. Now, you said you had to fight to put books on the table. What
I
is that? What do you mean?
I mean, I for me, yes, but for a lot of people, it doesn't mean fighting in particular. But for me, yes. Um, some children in Thailand now you can still see, yes, they're fighting. They became professional fighter when they were really young, and
Right.
how they make an income to buy their new shoes or new school
Wow.
bag, to provide for themselves and the family, and the parents does. Work is not like, oh, you're using children as making money. It's not that. It's just the lifestyles over there are very different.
So would they be considered like professional Muay Thai fighters at that age? Do they
Yeah.
have an age limit on when you can become a professional?
um Before it was not age or anything. You can be any age. You can be 3, 5 years old, 6 years old, and you can just fight. um
Wow.
but the new law coming out are starting this January, that there are certain age group now that you allowed to fight professionally.
Oh,
Or this
wow. Very, very different than what we have over here, huh?
very different. So
So okay, so on a daily basis, was it mandatory for you to go to a gym, go train Muay Thai? Was it mandatory for everybody to do it? Or was it just that if you liked it, you liked it. If you didn't, you didn't?
oh no no no. It's not mandatory. It's
Okay.
not every Thai people know Muay Thai. And to put
Ah,
it this way, and in the idea of like you can't just approach Muay Thai person or a Thai person and expecting them to know the history or to know Muay Thai. It's funny that I told my student this too. I want to do something else. I want to be in like a like a cheerleading. I want to be in groups in different school program, right? But for me, I was I was I was an ugly kid, right?
right.
So I am an ugly child where you cannot join any program.
Wait a
Um,
minute. Okay. I'm confused. I'm confused. Did you say you were an only child or an ugly child?
an ugly child.
Ugly as in appearance?
Yes.
No.
I consider um, uh, and please don't get offended by this. I consider black skin for Thai people, and a lot of time, if you want to join any like nice groups, stuff, you
Oh.
have to be light skin and
Oh my goodness. Oh
tall.
my God. You're
You have
going into a whole nother area of discrimination right now. Something I'm very familiar with, but we're not going to get into that too much today.
let's not get into that. But there are not a lot of things that I can join, and they would say that as a joke, like, oh, why don't you join fighting club where like a muscular guys or just it does not require appearance or look to
Wow.
to join that. And I keep saying this too. When I was born, I was unhealthy, and
Hmm.
I take that as a challenge. As I want to be more.
Right.
I want to do more. I want to maximize my potential. I
Now
know.
you said I'm sorry. You said you had some health issues. Is
Yes.
that something you can discuss here on the show?
Um. I would. I'm not clear. So the doctor said I had lupus,
Okay. Okay.
and
You mentioned that on the last show, but we're going to do a repeat of some of those questions because this is a lot more clear, I think, for most people to be able to hear. So lupus, yeah, we're familiar a little bit with lupus and everything, but tell us some of the things, what is it? The things that happen to you when you have lupus.
I have joint pains. I cannot stand like a sunlight for a long period of time.
Hmm.
My skin
Hmm.
is very sensitive, and um, I would. As much as I want to train, I cannot get my cardio up like as regular people. Um,
Right.
I often,
Wow.
you know, when you are in pain, when you're in pain, like your joint swelling, you cannot tell other people that you're in pain. It did not
Right.
you're in pain, but you are. So
Right.
I just sit there and just cry to myself.
Wow. So are
And
you cured from that now?
I cured, yes.
Right.
And you know, I cry so much, and I just feel so bad about my life and my circumstance.
Hmm.
I did not choose to be that way, so
Right.
I made decision. Am I gonna live my life like that, or
Right.
I have to do something about that?
Wow. So you made a decision to make a change.
Uh,
Some people can sit around and just, complain and whine. And instead you decided to do something about it, which is another great show of your resilience and why you're so tough and being so successful today. I want to move on to another question. You had about 100 and some fights. I mean, you must have been fighting almost every weekend.
Almost every weekend, and some weekend I fight twice. I used to fight 2 times in one night.
Wow.
My,
Wow. Well, we
my
do a little bit of that over here, but it wasn't quite, I don't think it was under the same circumstances of what you were doing there.
my my coach used to. I remember my coach have to. And this is not legal, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I remember my coach have to call the promoter asking if I can do like a earlier fight, so that
Right.
way we can then drive to another city for later.
Okay, now we're really finding out about some secrets that are going on in Thailand. I told you it's like bringing Thailand to you, right? So she has all the secrets. Well, I mean, that's pretty exciting. But you came into the United States, and you opened up your gym, Nine Limb Strikers. I want you to tell us a little bit about your current club here in New Bern, North Carolina.
Yes, it's doing great right now. I opened 2 years ago in June. Um, I have great groups of people, fantastic, uh, members and students. So, I can't ask for anything else. I guess this is great. So it's more
Right.
than I can ever ask for.
So you teach men, women, and children there?
That's correct. Men, women, children's. I have private class, just like regular school. You know, um, just Muay Thai, kickboxing, and I do sanctioned IKF point kickboxing that coming up 2 times this year. So
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. We're excited about always being there. I had somebody mention your name this morning that was interested in, obviously they were at your tournament and they had a great time. And they said, man, you were really busy. I said, yeah, it's a busy time, but always talk to me. I'm always available to talk to. But they talked about what a great person you were and how much they enjoyed you at your gym. On our last conversation, I really wanted people to hear this, and I'm glad that we have a better format here. You talked about why you call your club Nine Limbs as opposed to the traditional 8 limbs that people talk about when it comes to Muay Thai. Explain to everyone who our listeners here and who will see this video why you call your gym Nine Limbs.
that's the direct translation from original name that called
Ah,
Thailand. You know,
ah,
if you search for on Wikipedia about Muay Thai history in Thai language, they would list up there. It's called Nawa Awut. Nawa is
ah,
number 9. Awut mean weapons. It's 9 weapons. Um, and I translate the the name out of that 9 weapons, 9 limbs, as everybody know art of 8 limbs, but
right.
the original name it was 9. It have always been there. Um, now uh, that was an ancient language that we call and we use.
Mhm.
Thai language have been existing for about 700 years. And before we have the language, we actually have different colony, the original colony that have different name that,
Mhm.
they have different dialogue and different language. So, um, so yes, and for those who don't know, Muay Thai, the word Muay Thai also, I get asked a lot, like, so they have that different names and different colony, different province call this art in their language or their name, and when is it become Muay Thai, right? I
Right.
get asked about that too. Um, it was about 87 years ago, 87 years ago that the government of Thailand, I believe by a sport authority of Thailand, said we're gonna now call this art Muay Thai.
Mm.
So
Interesting. That's very, very interesting. The I think that it's important for people to kind of figure out that they to understand, the different aspects of what you do and why you do it, because the in-depth knowledge that you have about even knowing that there's a nine limb as opposed to eight limbs, and the fact that you mentioned something too about the ninth limb was like your brain, right?
Is your intelligence. Yes.
Ah, and you gotta have
Head.
that.
Is your head. Is meaning.
Yeah, and you have to have intelligence, obviously, to be able to be a really good practitioner or a good fighter or whatever in Muay Thai, correct?
That's correct. So
So let's talk a little bit more. Okay, there. We kind of lost a connection there, I believe.
yeah, I don't know why it does that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there you go. Yeah, yeah. There you go. So I'm kind of there somewhere, I guess somewhere in there, but that's okay. Let's see, can we get me back here? I see you.
Hey.
Great. All right. Well, great. Well, like I said, that it doesn't matter whether they see me or not. I think they can hear my voice. The other thing is that let's talk a little bit more about, like I said, about your brain. Why do you feel like it's important to bring your Muay Thai program here to the United States and your seminars that you want to do here across the country?
Um. For me, I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know if people feel like me. If I put effort into something and I want to learn, something, I want to go above and beyond. But I want to know it inside out, right?
Right.
And uh, a lot of people have Muay Thai gym, and of course they want to go to Thailand sometimes, and it's hard to find school where they teach traditional and the modern form of Muay Thai at the same time, because oftentimes it did not go together. So you know, while you cannot go to Thailand and you cannot bring the whole team to Thailand, uh, while we are over here, I just thought maybe there are other people like me, um,
Right.
who want to do martial arts the way it was before, and uh, you know the way they were taught back in a different period of time, so that way you can pass on to the next generation for your student, for your own legacy. So now we know. um,
Right. Well, you also mentioned something about about the philosophies that you teach, and one of the things that was interesting to me, kind of kind of threw me for a minute. But you talked about that there were 24 strikes,
yeah,
24 of them for elbow strikes.
I believe it's they're 18, um, and there are like a lot of different ways, and a lot of different ways. There are different names in Thailand, right? In Thai language, and
Right.
each one of them uh, can actually tell you how new and how old these techniques coming about. Um,
Hmm.
like I mentioned earlier, Thailand itself, it's like about 800 years, and the name of techniques or strikes named by something they describe the living, how people live back.
Right.
So when they call something very old, like nowadays we don't do that anymore. Yeah,
Right.
it is important to know. You don't just learn elbows, or you don't just learn kick or push kicks. You actually get to learn history behind that. Yes,
Right.
there.
Right.
Um, since you asked, when I went to different school for different Muay Thai gym in when I was fighting,
Mm.
I always wonder that, why is this trainer said this is wrong and this is right, but one trainer tell me this way and I go to different gym, um, and somebody tell me a different way.
Right.
No, that thing's not work anymore, and for everyone that watching, I think you can relate to that. Well, this trainer said this way and this trainer said different way, um, until, well, I always have question, I always curious, and our tradition or our culture, you are not allowed to ask very much.
Oh, is
No.
that kind of deemed disrespectful to ask questions?
Yes, it is respectful to ask question.
Well, how do you learn if you don't ask questions? You just have to wait until they give it to you?
You're not allowed to ask a lot of questions.
Oh,
You know, when your trainer look at you, or like your teacher, um, staring at you or yelling at you, you're not allowed to really look at their in their eyes.
wow.
It is very different. So I do have a lot of questions, and I do ask my trainer, and usually I would get beat up, and I don't get an answer.
Well, you've talked about several things here. Now you're gonna make me go into this, and I'm gonna go here. We're gonna do the talk more about the seminars. I don't know if people can actually see me right now, but you can hear me, right, Kru Pol?
Yes, I can hear you.
Right. I don't know if you can actually see me now because I don't see myself on the screen, but that's okay. As long as everyone can hear my voice, that's fine. No one has to see my mug. You got the best mug up in the screen right now, which is Kru Pol, right?
Yeah.
But so being a woman, let's get to it. Being a woman, right? Do you feel like you're a little bit discriminated against being in Muay Thai? You are the only assistant grand master here in this country, as far as I know, and I think that is correct. Do you feel a little discriminated against because you're a woman? Do you think that because we're offering these seminars to bring them to people, that people might assume that maybe you're not as good, or you don't know what you're doing, or you don't know? Come on, let's call it what it is. Do you feel there's an issue there?
Well, it is there, and
Okay.
without you say it or not, it is there. For me, I am not, and I if you look at my profile or my school, I have never claimed that I know more than people,
Mhm.
than other people, or call them out on what they teach. Um, my intention is to help other people to understand. If you are on the same page, you want to do this, you
Right.
want to learn Muay Thai, traditional Muay Thai. If you're on the same page, then let's get this moving forward together. But if being a woman kind of like, well, that's kind of stop you from wanting to learn, then I can't really force people to respect or to believe in me on that one. And and adding on to that, being a woman in martial arts or in combat period, uh, it have always been like that, and not just being in martial arts or being in Muay Thai.
Sure.
And we talk about veteran and we talk about PTSD, right? Usually we think about guys, and how many people think about women, you know
Right. Yeah.
and they have PTSD from combat. Usually they think about guy for whatever
Right.
reason. Um, and
Instead of just a soldier in general, whether they're male, female, or other. You
yes,
know.
yes.
Right.
And in Thailand, I get asked by, okay, how long have women been fighting in Muay Thai, right? And
Right.
for those who was watching, if you have been to Thailand, and especially their big tourism uh, city, uh,
Right.
it, there were two women, symbol of their city. Those
Ah.
women are a warrior who laid their soldier and fight the war. And that
Wow.
about 200 something years ago. Women fought against, an enemy to protect
Wow.
their
That, that,
their city. Um,
that's pretty amazing.
yeah, that's go back very long to like Suryo Thai, the queen back before we have our countries that fought alongside with her husband. And
Right. Wow.
a lot of
Wow.
a lot of time those women are not in history. That I mean, it's in Thailand history, but it's not in overseas because they don't take that very seriously. But those women, those warriors, are deserve they deserve to be addressed and talk about. Uh,
Right.
when you go if you go to Thailand, you see like a lady's statue. They fought in war and they
Right.
take
Well,
country.
I think that's really important, and I think that's one of the messages that you can obviously get out as well. But also going back to the Bring the Thailand to You seminars, some of the things that I think that's kind of evident too is that in this country everybody doesn't understand why we do certain things. So when you talk about the Y crew, the Ram crew, the philosophy and why you actually do that, can you tell us a little bit more about why people in Thailand, why that was actually started? Because I don't know if it's like a kata and karate, or if is it that spiritual dance. Each one of those moves actually means something. Can you give us a little short version of that, or what a better understanding?
Oh yes, White Crew have been existing for as long as I know Muay Thai. Um, there are different style, different on their family trees. That symbol of what they respect, and they have different meaning depend on what lineage that you coming from.
Right,
The symbol of respect, and it's a pride uh, for in Thai language they call Sydney crew.
ah,
This Sydney crew, it means this person or this fighter are representing his knowledge through somebody. He it's almost, I can say, civilization, or
right,
you representing something what that you believe in. um, and uh, of course each meaning, each move have very unique meaning, and you can actually uh, put together a lot of different posture into story. So
wow.
when you see a very small move here and there, they're a story of their family trees a lot of time, and the meaning, and how they carry on their family trees and their lineage.
Well, by the way, let me make a quick station break here. You're watching Johnny Davis live here with our special guest, Kru Pol, talking about her Kru Pol Muay Thai tournaments, Bring Thailand to You. Thank you so much for joining us today. Always thankful to our sponsors, Blackout Gear and Eastern Offset Printing, guys. We certainly appreciate all you do for us. Kru Pol, as you continue to, offer these programs and your intentions on offering these programs, I want you to kind of tell us a little bit about exactly what a person can expect if they were to bring you to their club to do one of these seminars.
Yes, mainly, I would like to share the knowledge. Of course, you know that as we mentioned early on, there are a lot of different type of uh, knees and elbows and kicks, and we're gonna walk through that, step by step, inside out. The uh, excuse me, history behind that, and how you can practice proper ways and use it, offensive, defensive, in different range. and also we including clinch. I think we talk about clinching and why crew into the seminar.
Right.
Well,
Well, I think there's a lot there to talk about, a lot to do, but the punches, the kicks, the knees, the clinch. Tell us a little bit more about the clinch. Why is the clinch so important in Muay Thai?
um, uh, when Muay Thai originally from like a bare knuckle, you know, back then you were allowed to wrestle and clinch and strike. Um,
Right.
it's another it's a whole different close range combat that you can actually learn and protect yourself uh, in street in the last result, and also that would benefit if you actually know how to do that in Muay Thai fight professionally. You are
Wow. Yeah.
you
I mean, I
already
can see how.
learn this art, right? Why don't you learn it inside out and know it all? Because one day you
Right. No,
struggle.
I totally agree with you. So right now we have been, talking to some people. If you want to know more about the Kru Pol Bring Thailand to You seminars, you can certainly contact us at akpromotions.org. We are acting as an agent for her to, make sure that we get them out there, and obviously, that she's taken care of. She has a really great program, and I just think it's going to be great for everyone. I think it's going to enhance the sport of Muay Thai and kickboxing here in our country. I would advise everyone to certainly reach out if you want to get on the calendar for the year 2019 and have Kru Pol come there and show you what it's all about. I think you should definitely do that. I think the calendar will certainly fill up. Obviously she has a business to run as well, so I would not procrastinate in making that schedule, guys. You should go ahead and try to contact us at akpromotions.org, and we're going to get her schedule all lined up for her to come out. Kru Pol, you also mentioned something about the banana tree. And that was really interesting to me too. I think some people have, different ideas about the banana tree. Tell us your philosophy about that banana tree. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Um, and it's going back to the series of striking that we're gonna include in seminar. Um, the way ancient people kick banana trees or practice with banana trees are uh, to learn different way to strike of striking. The idea is that the banana trees have it is soft. It gets soft really quick, and it has a lot of water in it. You don't you don't need any skills or experience to cut that tree with your kick. You can just kick it, and it will cut the tree.
So
Um,
why do so many people kick the tree?
so back then, you know, uh, a master would have student kick a tree to practice different ways of striking. So the idea is that you want the tree to stand up tall. As I mentioned earlier, it's very easy to be knocked down, and it can get soft. So the practice is that how did your how do you practice your strike or get your strike to be sharp enough to control this tree to be standing? It's easy to knock it down, but it is not easy to get that thing to strike because it's move.
Right.
Right?
So you're saying the idea is that you mentioned something about if the tree, when you kick the tree, falls over. The idea is not for it to fall over, it's to actually kick so fast to keep it standing.
Yes, that's right. That's why when we talk about kicking series in seminar, we mentioned that there are different ways of kicking. It's not just a roundhouse kick or just a low kick or head kick, um, and it's that how do you kick an object and stopping it from moving toward you or fall sideways or go back
Right.
away from you. Um, so those are different type of kicks and they have different names. So it's a long range, medium range, and short range, and low, medium, high. We already know that, and they have different job for different type of strike. for that. So that would be something we can talk about in a seminar. And at the same time, we also, look into, okay, the history of how do you use this, how to set it up, and why is it so important uh, that they have to put it listed on traditional Muay Thai techniques.
Right, right. Well, you know what? One of the things that I see, and we're going to be winding down here in a moment, and I'm going to go off and probably come back on for the second portion of the show. So this will be all separate, and everybody can, see this separately, and you can spread it all around the country. Since you get so many views, this lady right here is amazing, guys. She gets like 170, 200,000 views on some of the videos that she does. It's amazing, right? And also, we'll definitely want to make sure that we get the word out. I think it's been absolutely phenomenal having you here to talk about your program. I think people are going to be amazed when they actually bring you to their club and gyms or privates or whatever it might be. The knowledge that you have about this, I think, is going to be incredible for people. And I think that you should not, if you're interested really in learning authentic Muay Thai, you don't have to necessarily go to Thailand. As I said, it might be a great place to visit. But all you got to do is bring it to you. Bring Thailand to you. Kru Pol. Right? I mean, it's pretty simple. And I think that it will be great for you guys if you were to do that. Kru Pol, tell us in some final thoughts, what would be your hopes for your Bring Thailand to You seminars here in the United States?
Well, my hope is that to passing on Muay Thai, uh, the way I were taught and the way it were taught, and spread into America. I have a dream that one day I would have my team and have uh, groups of people who love traditional groups together and do something wonderful for the arts that we love. And I cannot do that by myself. And I spoke to chairman of Kru Muay Thai Association about that. Our dream is to pass on to the next generation the proper ways, the correct way, and helping each others. The idea is not to be better than anybody, but to help other people who have the same idea, and we can make this art be, to what do they call it, to preserve the way it was, so not to teach in incorrect way or just misunderstanding because of the language barrier.
One of the things, yeah, one of the things I wanted to say to you was that I think what's amazing is that how you beat people up. I want to say this, and we're going to close out, right? Right. The way I've seen some guys in Thailand on videos, how they beat people down till they can't breathe, they can't hardly pick up their legs. I've seen you do that. You're hard on people. Now, the seminars are going to be working seminars where you're going to actually be, teaching people, and they're going to be, getting in it. Are you going to beat people up like that? We don't want to scare people away either. I saw you beat somebody up like that, and this guy was like 7 feet tall, right? And you were just beating him down on the ground. I mean, can we expect you to beat us up, or you're going to be a little more tamed?
Uh, you have to pay for private class for that, first of all.
Okay. Hey, you have to pay extra to get beat up, right?
Yeah. So
That is amazing. Well, Kru Pol, this has been really exciting. I think it's been very educational. I think people are going to really enjoy bringing you on, guys. You can follow Kru Pol at Kru Pol Muay Thai. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram. She's all over the place, guys. If you want to learn more about who she is and what she's able to do, but if you want more about her, Bring Thailand to You seminars, guys. We are now booking our calendar for 2019. You can check us out at akpromotions.org on the calendar. Kru Pol, you are awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. And we hope to talk to you again real soon.
thank you very much for having me. And thank you for everyone for watching as well.
All right. We'll see you soon. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you can see me now, but if you've been watching another edition of Johnny Davis Live, we're going to check out here for a moment, be back with some news on some upcoming events. You've been watching Kru Pol with Bring Thailand to You seminar series. Guys, get on board. Check her out, akpromotions.org. And there's a lot of information on our calendar there if you want to bring her there to do some real authentic Muay Thai seminars. This has been Johnny Davis Live, and I'm checking out. Talk to you soon.